I have a little free time this morning, so I figured I would jump on and talk about a question that I got asked kind of last week-ish about how to pick a daycare. My kids have been in daycare since like the beginning of their lives, pretty much, except the baby who, because my mother lives with us, she's been taking care of him. But we've moved. I got two older kids, so we've done this daycare pick thing a bunch of times. And I'm going to tell you what I look for as the mom pediatrician, and then what I specifically avoid, which might be really weird for everybody, actually, to hear. It might surprise you. Okay, so picking a daycare. Here are the non-negotiables. They have to be licensed. I personally don't do one-on-one daycare. It kind of freaks me out to have an unrelated grown-up in a home with my child with nobody else around. That I can't. Everyone's got their thing. I can't do one-on-one. Group daycare, because I want to kill my kids sometimes. And I can't imagine that the other adults who take care of them don't also feel the same way. And so having like support and other people around is really helpful. Number two is it needs to be reasonably clean. I don't so much care about tidy. I mean, once the place opens in the morning, if there's toys everywhere, that's their kids. So what do you expect? Whatever food they feed the kids, somewhere in the realm of the recommendations from the USDA for daycare nutrition, or let me pack their lunch. Either way. And then the last is I really need them to have a good outdoor play area. Ideally covered, that's like my dream, but I want to know their outdoor space. Do they have a playground? Do they have a sand pit? Can you ride your tricycle? What's your outdoor deal? Because I want my kids out there playing in the dirt. And that's kind of it. And then the soft part is I want to know that these people love the kids they take care of. Staff who hug other kids, staff who know every kid's name, staff who you can tell when they're watching a kid and they really like the kid and care about the kid versus I'm just here because I'm making a paycheck. Like that's really what I'm looking for, is that connection. And that's kind of it. It's a lot of gut instinct, I'm not going to lie. Now, you'll notice that I left one thing out, and that is their educational curriculum. Yeah, I did that on purpose. That was intentional. So here's the thing. I don't want my preschoolers to have an educational curriculum because it's inappropriate. And we know that. That's not like scientifically fuzzy. Children under the age of 4 or 5 really should not be focusing on academics. Reading, writing, math, not appropriate. Not appropriate. Not appropriate. Stop it. Okay. I want to know what the daycare's free play schedule is, and I want to make sure that it is 50 to 75% of their day is spent just doing stuff that little kids do. Playing with their friends, eating their snack, learning not to bite. That's sort of an issue right now in my house. Learning not to hit, learning how to follow a routine, pro-social behavior. That stuff is what kids need to learn before they turn 4, not their letters, their numbers, and all that stuff. They will soak that up in kindergarten like little sponges if you let them. But what they will miss is all of that other, the pro-social stuff, and also the physical learning how their bodies work, getting all the stimulus they need to properly wire themselves while their brains are still growing. When I see kids in school struggling, I have one patient who destroys his backpack like every couple of months because he's just really rough with stuff. That happens because kids aren't given a chance to play mechanically with toys and learn their own strength and learn how to be gentle. And they're not around other kids enough to learn what a gentle pat is and what is a push. All of those things need to be learned and they need to be focused on, and kids have to be given time to learn that stuff. And that's between birth and about age 4. So if your kids are under 4 and you're sending them to daycare, I don't want them to have an educational curriculum. I don't want someone sitting down with them and teaching them their numbers. I'm cool with counting, colors, okay, fine. Sorting and matching games are great, but when we start getting into the real educational curriculum, it's really not appropriate. And if your daycare doesn't teach any of that other soft skill stuff like matching and colors or whatever, I'm cool with that, actually. I'm good with that. I don't care. You can teach that at home when they're ready, and their school will teach it when it's time, but don't do that now. That's not good for your little guys. I look for really specific toys. I want building toys. I want blocks. I want dress-up clothes. I want dolls. I want a toy kitchen with little fake food. Anything that allows them to build and create, anything that allows them to play pretend, toys that have multiple uses. Bonus points if you have Lincoln Logs or Tinker toys, because that's old school and I really appreciate that. But otherwise, just let them play. Let them be kids for a while. And also, strong art projects. So paint, finger paint, messy, gross, Play-Doh, whatever. All of that tactile learning stuff with the fingers. Aside from that, stop with the alphabet, okay? Please stop. Now, here's the thing is, when these conversations come up on mom boards, I see, I just let my kids play, and and then the same mom is on there asking for daycare recommendations, and they want an educational program. Yeah, that is completely contradictory, and you're being crazy. Stop it. But why? Why do we insist on having an educational component to our daycare programs? I know why I think parents continue to do this, despite the fact that we know that this is not developmentally appropriate. It's not the education that they need. They need pro-social behavior and motor skills at this age, and yet I want an educational program. Here's why I think this happens. Because despite the fact that it's 2019 and women have been in the workforce for like ever, we still feel bad about putting our kids in daycare. And if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're looking for a daycare or preschool option for your kid, double guilt, because you're home all day. So why is your kid in daycare? You must be a terrible mom. But somehow, if you're putting them in an educational program, that makes it okay. Like, it's sort of legit if it's for education purposes. Okay, so moms and dads, give yourselves a little bit of grace, okay? It is good for you and good for your kids to get out of your house and away from each other sometimes. It is good for them. Number two, putting them in an educational program at 2 or 3 does not in any way change the fact that you're putting them in daycare, okay? It doesn't make it better somehow or make it superior somehow. It's actually worse for them. From a developmental perspective, it's actually worse for them. It's not what their little brains are ready to learn. But I think we feel bad, like sending our kids off to daycare, like somehow we're bad moms or we don't love our kids, or I don't know what the deal is, but it's the same thing when I see moms hand their kid a tablet. Look, I don't care if it's ABC Mouse or if it's reruns of Peppa Pig. It's kind of the same thing. And giving them the ABC Mouse doesn't somehow like reduce the act of giving them a tablet to keep them quiet. And we all do it, including me, because sometimes I just need to have a conversation with, like the doctor. You hand your kid a tablet in my office because we need to talk. That's cool. I understand. We got a lot going on. But just give them the Peppa Pig. It really doesn't matter. By the way, my hatred of Peppa Pig is strong, but I understand the allure of her. But the British accent really kills me, and the snorting. Can't. Look, pick a daycare that's good for your child. What's good for your child is lots and lots of free time, lots of creative time, lots of building, lots of imagining and pretending and running and jumping and climbing. If your daycare does those things, if your preschool meets that criteria, then it's exactly where I want them to be. But let's give ourselves a little bit of a break and stop making ourselves feel guilty for giving our children normal social experiences. Okay? It is okay to send your kids to daycare without an educational program. It doesn't make you a bad parent. It makes you a parent who understands how children develop, and you give them everything that they need. That's a good thing. And you can tell them I said so. As you all know, you can invoke my name whenever you need to. Let me know if you have questions. We can talk about this a little bit more one-on-one if some people want to, but otherwise, I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you're enjoying the 4-day week, because we're really enjoying it here. And I will talk to you later. Bye.